Do you know that MrBeast changes the thumbnail of his video more than 3 to 4 times within 14 days or even sometimes a month of every upload? That's on every of his video. And this trick is helping him bring in a whole lot of millions of views every single time. And most people don't even know that this is happening on that channel because you are used to it. I take my time to study MrBeast and his video and his channel, research about it and learn why their videos are doing well and how I can pick out some points that can help you that is watching, that you can apply to your own channel and be able to get momentum, get at least even if it's 1% of views that channel is bringing in every single day. At least you too also deserve some views, you deserve some attention on your videos because I know you're working hard to make those videos. So it will feel so bad that you put in a whole lot of work to make a video valuable and good, and at the end of the day you won't get any views. I can be able to break his thumbnail strategy down for you so that by your next upload you can apply these things and see changes on your videos. I hope you have your pen and paper because I will be dropping some of points from these strategies, okay? Because I already make some notes on them during this research, the things I got and the things I found out. Let's dive into the video. So the first strategy that the MrBeast team uses to design their thumbnails to make it stand out on my note here is single clear subject. Single clear subject. What does this imply? Now, every thumbnail has one obvious focal point, okay? Usually MrBeast or one giant object, so no clutter or confusion. So what this means is that for every of their thumbnail, they always have what they are focusing on. Usually it's always MrBeast. You always see that his image is always bold there, either in the middle or on the left or right side of the thumbnail. Most of the time too also they use a giant object. Maybe they can use a very weird giant car or a train or something that looks weird, so that when you are scrolling on YouTube, immediately you see the object, either MrBeast or any other thing they put there, you'll just be shocked. It's gonna hit a point in your brain and you'll be like, what? It's gonna hit your curiosity angle and you're gonna be like, what is this? You want to know. The second point on my note is extreme visual contrast. Okay, when we talk about extreme visual contrast, it has to do with bright color plus strong lighting and subjects pop hard from the background. Now, what this means is that their thumbnail team always use bright colors, okay, to make sure that everything on the thumbnail pops out very well. So when you are choosing your color, when you're choosing colors for your thumbnail, you need to make sure that the color you're choosing goes hand in hand with the topic, with your channel brand, okay, with whatever you're doing. If you check what you see that MrBeast thumbnails, the brand itself always uses either light blue or maybe sky blue or red or something like that. You need to make sure that you're choosing a strong color, and this also can actually affect your brand identity. That will also help you to choose the right brand identity so that when your people see your videos, they already know, okay, this is this guy's video, this is Mr. A's video or MrBeast video. And when you choose color, you need to make sure that it's clear, bright and strong. There should also be strong lighting. Wherever you're taking the image, the picture or anything that you're going to be using for your thumbnail, either your image or any other image, an angle of something, you need to be bright and strong lighting. That means everything on the image should be popped out. It should be popping out. The subject should pop hard, okay? It should be able to be seen, okay? If there are images, you might actually make some shadow from their back or around the image to make sure that that particular object or the image or anything is popping so hard from the background, and the lightning is focused on either the image or the subject or the object that is on the thumbnail that you want people to see first. Whatever that you want people to focus on, the lightning and everything should be more focused on that, and the background and every other thing should be behind it, okay? You can kind of blur them a little bit. Now, the next thing there on our book is emotion equals clicks. Emotion equals clicks. Now, how do MrBeast team use emotion on their thumbnails? Face shows exaggerated emotions. Sometimes or most of the time, MrBeast's face, which is the main focal point for the channel, always show exaggerated expressions or exaggerated emotions, something like shock, excitement, fear, joy. Whenever you're designing your thumbnail should always show an exaggerated facial expression or emotion. It can be joy if you're talking about something that is maybe exciting. If you're making videos on crime or fear, that fear should be on your face. People should see that fear, that emotion. Immediately someone is scrolling through, they should see that fear in you. Now, if it's something that has to do with excitement, maybe unboxing, exciting news or something, they should see joy, that emotion. They should see joy on your face. They should see joy on your face or your body language. You should see that excitement in you. Emotions connect with emotions, okay? When someone is scrolling and they see someone that is crying, they will likely stop to know why is this person crying. Then they will now have to read the title of the video and all this thing. So your thumbnail should actually convey an emotion that will help people to stop, that will make people to stop, that will force people to stop scrolling to know what is going on in your video. It can also be shock, depending on the kind of video you're making. Okay, if you're doing something that has to do with maybe you discovered something, you can use shock. But make sure that every single time there is an emotion on your thumbnail. You always see MrBeast either when he's laughing, when he's smiling, when he is in shock, when he is in fear, when he's excited. You always see all these things in every single of his thumbnail, just like the ones that are popping on the screen right now. Okay, you can always see this every single time. That is what we mean by emotion equals clicks. Emotion is readable even on a tiny phone screen. When you're designing your thumbnails, you need to always put in mind that not everyone is going to be scrolling through your videos or going to see your videos on an iPad or a TV. We have different devices. Some people are going to see it on their PC, some are going to see it on their laptops, some are going to see it on TV or iPad or smartphones, okay? And emotion is also very, very readable on a tiny phone screen. At least when that emotion is being conveyed there, people can actually see it immediately on smartphones for a tiny screen. That is why emotion is very, very necessary. The fourth point on our note here is big visual ideas instantly. So MrBeast team always use big visual idea instantly. What we mean by this is the core video idea is understandable in under 1 second without reading the title. Let me take that again. They make sure that the core video idea is understandable in under 1 second without reading the title. This is another important part of designing a thumbnail that is going to actually affect your video. How do you make a thumbnail very, very intriguing and very, very good that in under 1 second, someone understands the whole message of the thumbnail without actually the thumbnail giving away the whole secret or the whole value? And what this means is that, for example, like some of the videos that MrBeast has done in the past, you can see a video he did where 30 celebrities fought for $1 million or 50 streamers fought for $1 million. And if you see it, you see that actually he locks these people in. By you seeing thumbnail, you already know that these people are trapped in a circle or trapped in a place. You can see that in their faces. You can see that just looking at the thumbnail, you know that, okay, these people are trapped and they are struggling for something. That is another important thing about big visual idea instantly. So people actually in under a few seconds, they already know what this is all about. Like the one we say, the last person to leave a grocery store keeps some part of money or some money or something like that. You already see that people are exhausted. People are hanging all over everywhere and they are really, really exhausted. You will see that they are trapped. That is what we mean by big visual idea instantly. Now, how does this apply to you? When you are designing your own thumbnail, you need to make sure that the thumbnail has something that is communicating. For example, you're doing unboxing videos. You can design a thumbnail in a way that you can be on one side and maybe there is a pack or the carton or the pack of the thing you are trying to unbox is there. And maybe you can make it in a way that you are trying to open the box and your face, your eyeballs are just kind of popping out and you're so excited, your mouth is open and you are kind of that expression of someone who is surprised or shocked to see something. You can ask your designer or someone to make it in a way that that box has some lightning on it or something that shows as if something very, very treasurable or something very surprising is popping out from there. These are just tweaks in a way that will help someone that is scrolling so fast to be able to stop and understand, okay, this is an unboxing video and maybe there is something very important that this person is unboxing. And when they stop, because of that visual attraction, they will stop. Then when they stop is now when they're going to have time to read the title and want to click on the video. So if the thumbnail doesn't stop them from scrolling, they won't have the time to read your title or anything. That is why thumbnails play more than 80% role in getting your video popped out and getting virality. So thumbnail is very, very important. Now the fifth point here in our notebook, simple backgrounds. That is one thing that MrBeast and his team are doing very, very good. They use simple background, and what we mean by this is backgrounds are blurred, darkened, or simplified so the main subject stands out. So when you are, some people make the mistake of making the background the main focal point. There is a whole lot going on your background. That kills the standard of your thumbnail. When there is a whole lot going on the background, people won't even understand. They won't even know what to focus on. You have this one over here, you have the other one over here, you have something going on over here, a whole lot of chaos going on your thumbnail. If it's something that aged people or people in their 50s, 60s or something are watching, it's going to be very difficult for them to identify what the message you're trying to convey, okay? That is why using simple backgrounds is very, very necessary. It's either you blur it, you blur the background and make sure that the lightning and the main focus on every other thing that is popping, that is brighter, that is more this thing is on the image of the person, either the subject or the object or something. And you can darken the background, you can blur it, and you can simplify it in a way that it's very easy. The next thing there is impossible or extreme objects. These are another thing that MrBeast team is always doing so well. They use a giant money piles, huge circle, luxury houses, private island, insane setups. Thumbnail visually screams high stakes. Now, what we mean by impossible or extreme objects in MrBeast thumbnails is either they use a circle, maybe a red circle, or a private jet, an expensive item, an extremely deadly, not too deadly, but something that looks extra, something that looks extra or extreme or impossible. Is either they use someone that is climbing from a very high mountain or something that you don't usually see everywhere. They always use that. They always make sure that they use something that you don't usually see. Talking about these simple or extreme objects, I have to share with you something that MrBeast himself shared. During one of his podcasts that he was being interviewed, he gave out a very important high-level strategy on designing thumbnails. He gave an example of a scenario. He said, imagine you are driving right now and you drive past a cow that is crossing the road or that is walking on the other side of the road. It's just a normal cow, right? Because you know this is a cow and it's a normal cow, you won't pay attention to it. You won't even have time to look at it twice or something, right? Because you know, okay, this is a cow and it's walking on the other side of the road. So there is no big deal there. So this is the way it's going to feel like when you design a thumbnail with something that people already know when they see your thumbnail. Because there is nothing impossible, there is nothing extreme, there is nothing that stands out on your thumbnail, they'll be like, okay, this is just a normal YouTube video. Yeah, they're going to classify it and put it in the category of normal videos. They're not going to put it as something that needs their attention right now. They're not going to put it on the emergency category or urgency category. But for you to put your video on the urgency category, MrBeast gave another extreme example. He said, imagine if you're driving and you see a pink cow that is crossing the road or that is walking on the other side of the road. Pink cow. What? When he said that, I was like, oh my God, this guy is very, very smart. You are driving and you see a normal cow. It's no big deal. It's the same thing we see. We know it's a cow. We see it every time. You are driving and you see a pink cow or a red cow or a blue cow. Why? You're going to be like, wait, what is that? You're going to have to look twice to actually confirm that that is actually a pink cow, right? You're going to be like, why is the cow pink? You're going to start asking questions. And that is when your curiosity starts coming up. They have already locked into your curiosity machine or engine. So he said, if you see a pink cow on the road, you must, and you will, look at it twice, because it is extreme, because it is impossible. There is no pink cow anywhere. Now you see one on the road, you'll be like, why is this cow pink? You start asking questions. You might even stop to actually look at it very well to confirm that this is actually a pink cow. And when you do that, they have gotten your attention. Now, that is the same way someone is going to react to your thumbnail when you put something that is impossible. People are going to be like, oh, wait, what? What is this? What is it trying to say? What is this? I've not seen that before. Another thing that is very, very iconic in this example is that, remember the example he gave, he used a cow. Now, what this does is that people already know this is a cow. It's not just something like maybe an alien or something from out of the book or from an impossible place. People already know this is a cow. Now, the problem is that the cow is not pink. That is where the curiosity comes in, okay? The question comes in. Why is the cow pink? Who made it pink? And why did they make it pink? Okay, people want to know. People are curious. Now you have locked in, or you have unlocked that person's curiosity machine, and they want to know. And when someone starts asking questions after seeing your video, because of your thumbnail, someone sees your thumbnail and they start asking questions, they will likely click on the video. So that is what we mean by impossible or extreme objects. Very, very necessary. The next one is minimal or no text. Now, if you're using minimal or no text, you see that MrBeast, he really relies on words. The image itself tells the story. Now, for some channels, you don't need a whole lot of words, a whole lot of text on your thumbnail, depending on what you're doing. For someone like MrBeast, he tells the whole story from the thumbnail, from the image. Either people that are running, or a giant that is fighting a machine, pile of money, or people that is struggling to come out of a trap, or someone that is trapped in the wilderness or in the museum or in a deadly place or something, or in a snake island or something. Once you see the image, the whole story is being told right there. But if you have to use text, you need to make sure that the text you are using completes the title of the video. Your text shouldn't be saying a different thing. Title is saying a different thing altogether. You need to make sure that your text on your thumbnail completes the title of the video. Just like this video you're just watching now. On the thumbnail, you see MrBeast thumbnail secrets, and on the title you will see why every MrBeast video blows up in 24 hours. Now, this is completion. Once they see the text on your thumbnail, the title should complete it. The text should complete the title. That is if you have to use text on your thumbnails, okay? The text should have power. The text should command something, should convey something that will make the person that is scrolling to stop. Now, the next thing on the list, high stakes visual story. You can see a situation happening, challenge, danger, choices, risk, reward in a single frame. Okay, this is something that MrBeast always does. When he is doing the video of trapped in a red circle, trapped in a cell, or trapped in a snake island or something, you see that in that one frame, the whole story is in the frame, and it's not so chaotic. It's always straight to the point, focus on the main object. Now, the next thing on the list is human versus object composition. What this means is very common layout. MrBeast on one side reacting to either a huge object, a huge prize, or a challenge on the other side. They always use this. Sometimes you see MrBeast reacting to some people that are fighting, maybe dragging to compete for something, or people that are competing for a prize pool, usually $200,000, $1 million, and the rest. This is something that is very, very important too. You can actually try it out on your thumbnail. Now, the last thing on our list is clean, polished, almost CGI look. Let me say that again. Clean, polished, almost CGI look. This is something that you see every single time on MrBeast videos. You see heavy editing, color grading, sharpening, glow effects, everything looks hyper real and premium. We can't overemphasize on this thing, making sure that your thumbnail is very, very clean, especially when you're working on videos that, if you're a creator, that you're working on videos that have to do with modern things, you're doing unboxing video, or you're doing a vlog, or you're doing how-to videos. You need to make sure that the thumbnail is very, very clean. The standard should be almost 4K or 8K quality. It needs to be clean, it needs to be polished, and it needs to be hyper premium. The images there need to be sharp, clean. The text and font style should be sharp and clean, readable, and very, very popping in a way that it's premium. Because if your thumbnail is looking so shabby, looking so old, looking so weird, to say the text on it is looking so unprofessional, the color gradings are looking so unprofessional, the choice of visuals, subject and objects on the frame, it's looking so unprofessional and so cheap and so bad, nobody's going to click on the video. Especially if you are building a personal brand, unless maybe you're making videos as a faceless YouTuber. But if you're doing a faced YouTube channel, it's gonna be so bad. Even if your video is low quality, you need to make sure that the thumbnail is very hyper good and clean, because that is the first thing that people sees, and that is the first thing that attracts people to clicking on your video. It needs to be good. Okay, spend time to get a good clean picture of yourself. If you're using yourself on the thumbnail, now make sure it's clean, very much premium, and make sure that everything stands out, everything is polished, popping, and clean. Okay, we've talked a whole lot about these things. So all these things I just mentioned right now are the things I've actually analyzed and I've actually learned and identified from MrBeast thumbnails. Okay, and I hope that this thing is going to help you, and I hope that you can actually apply some of these things to your own videos to make sure that it stands out and make sure that it is worth your time. Okay, because I know you work so hard to make those videos and it will be so bad that nobody's clicking on it. Having a good thumbnail can be compared to a chef that put in a whole lot of time and hours make a very good meal. Okay, if the meal is not well presentable or is not well arranged on the plates, based on the way that the chef is going to place the food, the items on the plate and everything, if it's not clean and good, it won't attract anybody to touch it. If the food is looking so bad and so grossy and so bad, nobody's going to want to touch the food, even though the food is so sweet and so good. But if it's not presentable on the plates, because we first of all have interest on something from our eye, from the look. So if you look at the food and the food is looking so bad, you're going to lose appetite immediately. So, but if the food is looking so good, so attractive, the chicken and everything is just popping and so grilled, so golden brown and everything, you start having so much interest to touch the food. The same thing applies to your thumbnails. If your thumbnails are so good, so well strategized, people will click on it. I hope you see that you don't just wake up one day and start designing thumbnails. These are the things that, imagine a huge company like MrBeast brand on YouTube. These are the things they put in place. These are the strategies. These are the points that they check out or check off every single time they're designing their thumbnails. And like I said before, they also do tests on their thumbnails. They can design up to 3 to 4 thumbnails for a particular video. They design at least 3 to 4 or 5 for a particular video, and they make a choice of which one that performs well, and they can put the first one. After 2 to 3 days, they monitor it and see how it's performing. They can change it to the next one, and if that one is not working well, they also change it. I've actually seen some MrBeast video, sometimes they change some thumbnails after a week, after a month, after 6 months, even after a year. Yes, I've seen that because I've always been following the channel and it's my best channel and I always follow it every single time. So I pay attention to every single detail of whatever that is going on that channel, and I learn a lot from it. So I hope you've actually gotten some value. If you want to get more value and if you want to know more on how MrBeast company is doing and their videos, many other things they are putting in place to stand out as the greatest channels on YouTube right now, you might actually want to subscribe to this channel, because I'll be breaking down different angles of their video, of their creation, of how they make these videos and different other things, so that you can take some particles of it to make your own video better. I know this video has been so long, but I hope it's valuable and I hope you learned something from it. Thank you for joining me, and always, I am Zeno the Great, and I'm always here to help you learn something about YouTube growth. Have fun, share your views, share whatever you want on the comment section. And if there are some other areas you want to learn about MrBeast videos or different other angles on YouTube, you can drop it on the comment section. You never know, that might be my next video. So make sure you are learning. I love you guys, and I want you to succeed on YouTube too.